Hello everyone, Meisterang here, continuing with a really good win streak. Not the best win streak that I've had, but a good win streak. So we have two outcasts. I'm just going to keep clicking stuff because I don't have any abilities that recharge. Oh boy, you gotta love it when you have two bombardiers because you know one of them's fake, and you just have to hope that the other villagers help you figure out which one is fake. Because if they don't help you, then it's just a 50-50. Anyway, let's see. So this bishop is claiming that 4 is... Yeah, that 4 is the outcast. Well, I mean, not necessarily, but yeah, the bishop has to be truthful. So 4 could be a real bombardier, or 4 could be an evil, and then, like the druid is the drunk, or the poet is the drunk. Yeah, the confessor could be corrupted by a plague doctor, but it's unlikely. Okay, what if the confessor is corrupted by a plague doctor? Okay. Um, well, then this poet is truthful. This enlightened is pretty sure this enlightened is not truthful. Um, I don't know. I'm just gonna hold on. Okay. Okay. So we know this person's good, and okay. Suppose this confessor is corrupted. The confessor could be the drunk. If that's the case, then I only lose 2 health, which matters because if I get hit by the Lilith again, then I'll be below the threshold to survive 1 hit, or to survive 1 wrong execution. But yeah, what was I thinking about? Okay, so suppose this confessor is corrupted by the plague doctor. Then this poet is truthful. Could this enlightened be the drunk in that case? I guess the enlightened could be a drunk. Yeah, like, do we get enough information off of finding out that the confessor is a plague doctor victim? Well, okay, so if these are both corrupted, then both of these bombardiers are fake, which would be very surprising. Okay, so corrupted, yeah, so both of these are both corrupted, right? And then these guys are both evil. And then actually it's impossible. Yeah, then that's actually impossible because then there's no outcast among 3, 4, and 7. So if this confessor is corrupted, then this enlightened has to be evil. Well, okay, what if the enlightened is truthful? Then this is evil, and then yeah, we don't have enough evils. Unless it's these 3, and we have 2 fake bombardiers. Then the druid, well, wait a second. Oh, yeah, so if this enlightened was truthful after all this, it'd have to be 3 clockwise to get to the bombardier, and then 4 counterclockwise. Then there are 2 evils among the bishop's targets. Yes, I think, yeah, we get to the point where we're safe killing this enlightened. And this poet is truthful. Yeah, we still know that the bishop is truthful. Oh, I guess now we don't take damage from the Lilith, so we might as well reveal everyone else. Okay. But yeah, we already know that one of the bombardiers is fake. It's very likely that 4 is real and 5 is fake. But is it possible that 4 is fake, 5 is real, and then this druid is the drunk? Maybe? Oh, yeah, evil, evil, and then one of these is evil. And it would have to be the... Wait a second. Yeah, drunk, real bombardier, so there's nobody else who can be corrupted. So if this lover is evil, then the judge would have to be evil. If the judge is evil, then the lover would have to be evil. So that doesn't work, actually. So it's impossible for 4 to be a fake bombardier. Let me check again. Suppose 4 is fake. Okay. Then the druid is the drunk. Actually, that's not impossible because... Huh. Yeah, there could still be a plague doctor. Oh, there is a plague doctor under door number 8. Hold up. Right? Yeah, this is for sure a plague doctor. Because that's the only way the confessor... That's the only way a villager could be corrupted. So this is a plague doctor. So, if this bombardier is fake, this druid has to be a drunk. Which means that all of the... all the outcasts are accounted for, which means this bombardier is fake no matter what. Okay. So this is a real bombardier. This is a real plague doctor. And is there a bombardier among these guys? Nope. So this druid is not truthful. Alright. Shouldn't be too bad. What do we have? Oh, we have two enemies. Alright, fortune teller is truthful. Means it's impossible for the knight to be corrupted. Alright, what about the judge? Alright, judge is truthful. Evils are not adjacent is starting to look less and less possible. These slayers can't both be real. Let's just have them try to kill each other. I think that'd be kind of funny. Okay, they failed to kill each other. So... Alright, what does this jester say? Okay, this jester is truthful. Okay, so... Yeah, I kill the knitter, and then I kill one of these slayers. Okay. We do have a shaman, and we possibly have a doppelganger. So these could both be good. Is there any corruption in this map? No. Let's see what this fortune teller has to say. Alright, fortune teller is truthful. Very good. Yeah, this is a counselor, so either 2 or 4 is an outcast. I guess, in this case, a doppelganger. But yeah. Either of them is able to be a doppelganger. I'm having trouble believing the scout. Well, okay. If the scout is good, then one of these is a doppelganger and the other one is evil. Well, okay, if this is the doppelganger, then this is evil. 5, 8, and 6 are good. 2, 5, and 9 are good. And then 10 is the last evil. Okay, that all seems to be possible. Okay, and then if this is the other evil, then this is the doppelganger. Okay, between 5, 8, and 6, there's one evil, which means this poet is evil. Between 2, 5, and 9, that's impossible. Okay. So if the scout ends up being good, we end up having a solve because we know the Empress has to be evil, and then it goes from there. Okay. So, yeah, so the Empress is evil. The scout is a doppelganger. Boat is truthful. Um, wait, 5, 8, and 6. Wait, I thought I had a solve. Um, okay. Well, whatever. Our abilities are going to recharge. Oh, that's very convenient that we found the wretch. Anyway, we know 2, 5, and 9 are all good, so this Empress is lying. Yeah, even if we didn't know that the fortune teller's ability to use her ability again would have been enough to win anyway. That's a lot of judges. We got 4 judges. Well, we got a shaman and a doppelganger, so that accounts for 3 judges. We could have a drunk, but none of the judges can be drunk. You know what? I'm just going to have everybody point at this confessor. Alright, goodbye. Okay, now what? I guess there's no doppelganger, because, yeah, these 2 judges were a result of the shaman. Well, I guess I just killed the confessor now. Nice. Oh, I clicked too quickly, and I could have had a rechargeable ability that wouldn't have worked. Or that I wouldn't have taken advantage of. But that's okay. Okay. Um, I think this bishop has to be truthful, because if these are both villagers... Oh, then this poet would be corrupted. Okay, fine. We possibly have a doppelganger. Yeah, we have 1 outcast. I'm pretty sure this medium is telling the truth, number 6. Because 8, we know that 8 is good, so the only way 8 could not be a real jester is if 8 is a doppelganger. But wouldn't the medium just say 8 is a real doppelganger? Whatever. I think 6 has to be good. Yeah, 7, 1, and 3. Yeah, so suppose this bishop is not telling the truth. Well, then this poet is corrupted by a plague doctor in door number 7. This would be a plague doctor, this would be corrupted, and this would be a not corrupted, and then this would be good as well. This oracle would be truthful, and that would be... Yeah, I wouldn't be able to have 2 evils. Okay, so I think this bishop has to be truthful, which means 3 and 7 are accusing each other. Okay. So it looks like 3 is probably the witch, but what if 3 is not the witch? Okay, well then this oracle's lying, and I guess 3 could be corrupted, but yeah, one of 3 and 7 is wrong. Then we have an oracle who's lying, and I kind of actually want to kill number 7 just to see who they are. Then I can decide... Yeah, because if I know whether 7 is a plague doctor or not... Oh, wow, okay. But yeah, knowing whether 7 is a plague doctor or not is a huge help. So this poet is truthful, this oracle is not truthful, and we're out of here. Okay. So these knitters are contradicting each other. Well, they're also... Okay, there could be a doppelganger. And then the other could be corrupted. But that's also just not possible. Okay, so one of those has to be evil. Yeah, there's no corruption because there isn't actually a plague doctor. Oh, we actually know there's no doppelganger either. Okay. Oh, one of these is evil, so evils are not adjacent to each other is false. This oracle is telling the truth. This knitter is obviously telling the truth. Well, the knitter could be lying, actually. There could be 2 pairs of evil. This architect is telling the truth. I actually think the other knitter is also not telling the truth. Okay. Oh, the oracle is saying... Yeah, when the oracle says that one of 2 people is evil, the other one is good. So this gemcrafter is good, and the enlightened is good, and that means the knitter is the other evil. Okay, cool. No corrupted characters, that is true. Alright, 1 adjacent evil. Okay. So 2 is accusing 3. And, the bishop is saying 1, 2, and 6. Well, let's... Yeah, so there's no... Yeah, there's no outcast. Yeah, there's no outcast under door number 6. Alright, goodbye, bishop. That means these are all villagers. The bard... Yeah, 1, 2, and 6 are all villagers. None of them can be the puppet. Okay. Oh, if this guy's 1 away from an evil, then we just kill the bard, and then we kill the judge. Alright, so we have a whole bunch of people who are going to be corrupted. Potentially. Okay. Supposedly 3, 6, 8 contains an outcast. Which would mean a doppelganger. Okay. We do not have 2 architects. We do not have 2 knights. We do not have 2 confessors. Yeah. Bishop, knight, oracle, lover, confessor, gemcrafter, architect. Yeah, those are all different. So that bishop cannot be telling the truth. Which means these are all villagers. Okay, so this confessor is corrupted. But yeah, we don't know if the knight is corrupted. Okay, if the bishop was corrupted, that would mean that... Well, okay, so we know that 3 is a villager, so it would have to be 1. 1 would have to be an evil, because anybody who's corrupted has to be next to an evil in this map. Yeah, so... Okay, suppose this person is just corrupted. This bombardier is evil, and this gemcrafter is telling the truth. This oracle is telling the truth. So I guess 1 would be a poisoner. and then there would be a puka. Wait. Bishop, Knight, Oracle, Lover, Confessor, Gem Crafter, Architect. Those are all different. So the Bombardier has to be real. Alright, goodbye, Bishop. Okay. Yeah, so 8, 3, and 6. Alright. Yeah, the Confessor is corrupted, so just the two people next to the Confessor have to contain a puka. Okay. We could have a Plague Doctor, so just killing this Confessor straight up is risky, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh yeah. Well, we don't have any abilities that recharge at night, so yeah, just fire it off. Alright, supposedly that's a real Bombardier. Okay, so the Baker chain stopped at number 8, which leads me to believe that number 9 is an evil. This architect cannot be telling the truth. The left side is not more evil. Nice. Oh, and this was a lover. 6 was a lover. Alright. No corrupted characters. That is not possible. We know that this is the original Baker. We know that this person's good. We know that 4 is good. Yeah, so the Gemcraft is telling the truth. Closest evil is clockwise, which implies that this bard is evil and not corrupted. Oh, we have a fake, yeah, we have a fake outcast. Alright. Okay, so okay, it would have been nice if the poisoner said that somebody I wasn't sure about was evil, but that's okay. Okay, what does this fortune teller have to say? Well, this fortune teller does not have the truth to say, at least. Okay, suppose the fortune teller is simply corrupted, and that's it. Well, okay, since we know there's no plague doctor and we've accounted for the poisoner, we can just kill the bard. Okay. Yeah, closest evil's clockwise. That is true. Can there be a doppelganger? Confessor, Gemcrafter, Enlightened, Baker, Fortune Teller. It would be interesting if 6 was a Baker that got corrupted. But yeah, okay, so this Baker got corrupted, and then I think 8 has to be evil. Yeah, because 6 got corrupted by the poisoner, and then 8 did not also get corrupted by the poisoner, so 8 had no excuse to be a big stinky liar. Okay, well we know 8 isn't evil. We have a drunk, possibly. Okay, well, yeah, so going down to 6 health matters. I don't know if it matters enough. I don't think I have enough information to go on. Let's just reveal everyone. We have a shaman, so there is a real duplicate. Yeah, we have 2 scouts and we have 2 mediums. Alright, so this medium, yeah, the one medium is clearing the scout. The other medium is clearing the poet. There's no corruption unless, well, okay, there can be a drunk, but other than that, yeah, it's either a drunk or a plague doctor, and to me, it seems more likely to be a drunk. So the 2 scouts are referring to roles that are 2 away from another evil. So the shaman and the Lilith could just be 2 spaces away from each other. You know what? I'm gonna have the Slayer try to kill the medium. Would have been nice. Huh. Actually, so if medium number 1 is is evil, then 2 has to be evil, and then there's no duplicates. Like, there aren't 2 mediums and there aren't 2 scouts. Huh. You know, I'm gonna try to kill 6. I think that's the best thing I can try to do. Nope. Alright, so 6, according to the poet, 6 is a villager, and then 1 and 8 contain a minion and an outcast. Okay, shaman is 2 away from closest evil. Okay, so this cannot be a shaman. Alright, good talk. Well, okay, what if like what if 1 or 2 was a shaman? Then the other one would have to be another evil. Unless unless there's one of those is a drunk. But the scout cannot be a drunk. And if the medium is a drunk, then the other medium would be evil. So it'd be like this. And then 2 is not a real scout. Then there's no shaman pair. Okay, so I think these 2 cannot be the shaman. Yeah, in addition to that not being a shaman. So that makes it a little more likely that it's 3 and 9. Yeah, the poet is accusing the medium of being... Well, yeah, is accusing the medium of being an evil and accusing 8 of being an outcast. That feels kind of far-fetched to me. What if the poet is a drunk? I mean, I think if I just kill somebody who's 2 away from the wretch, that might be the best I can do. I think my best chance is to kill number 7. Because I feel like it's more likely than not that 1 and 2 are truthful. Which means, yeah, which means that the shaman and the Lilith, if the shaman and the Lilith are 2 away from each other, then one of them would have to be number 7. Okay, so far so good. Yeah, so that means this scout is in fact truthful. And so is the medium. So this poet is not truthful. Yeah, let's remove all his marks. This poet cannot be truthful. So the poet could be a drunk. Yeah, that's the issue, right? There's somebody who's corrupted. And there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Okay, could the right side be more evil? Suppose this architect is truthful. Then there's only one person who can be evil on the right side, so that's not possible. This architect cannot be truthful. Okay. Alright. We know the shaman is 2 away from the closest evil. I think the counselor is probably number 3. I think it's number 3 counselor, and yeah, because 2 has to be the doppelganger. No. Huh. I think the architect is probably the drunk. Okay, what if the architect is evil? Okay, evil, and then this would have, yeah, the architect would have to be the counselor, the medium would have to be the shaman, and then the poet is the drunk. Which, I guess that checks out, right? That's, huh. Okay. Wait, evil, drunk, yeah, because there's only one poet. Wait, okay, so it's either, okay, suppose the architect is evil. Then the architect has to be the counselor, and 9 has to be the shaman. Okay, so it's either 4, 9, or what if this architect is not evil? Yeah, so 9 has to be evil. Okay, I was hoping 9 would be the counselor, although that wouldn't make any sense. So 3 is not a real poet, 3 could be the drunk, and since I'm at 1 health, I can't afford to kill the drunk. I don't think there's anything... I don't think there's anything I can do at this point. I just have to guess. Yeah, so killing this scout made it unsolvable, I believe. So yeah, I should have tried to calculate that. Although this puzzle was very complicated. Yeah, so I just didn't end up figuring it out. Okay. Yeah, 2 is a real scout, yes. Lilith is 2 away from the closest evil, yes. 1, 6, 8, they're all villagers. Right is not more evil. Wretch. Yeah, shaman is 2 away. Yeah, so 8 is a villager. Okay, so yeah, 8 is a villager, so 8 is not a plague doctor. Okay, cool. What does that help me with? I don't know why I'm looking in here. It's like, yeah, 8 can't do anything. I want to say it's 3. Ah, boo. Alright, well, we got 51 wins. Alright, well, let's see if I... Yeah, so if I assume the scout is... Yeah, if I assume the scout was bad and kill the scout, then... Yeah, then I think it's unsolvable. Yeah, because I think I did everything else... I reasoned everything else out perfectly, or at least any guesswork that I did ended up going my way until the very end. Maybe it's more likely that the counselor is number 4. Maybe I should have killed number 4, because it's in between 2 outcasts. Because, like, the counselor could have chosen to be next to the wretch. Well, whatever. I kind of want to figure out if there's a different way I could have solved this. So there ended up not being a play... I was thinking, like, oh, there could be a doppelganger. At some point, I was thinking that. Okay, anyway. So the scout... Let's see. Yeah, the Slayer couldn't kill anyone. One thing I could have done was have the Slayer try to kill the Wretch, which I think is not worth it. It's like, if the Slayer's good and I kill the Wretch, I lose 5 health, and I don't gain information that's useful enough to justify that. Yeah, the other option I had was to not reveal card number 9. so that I could safely kill the drunk. Yeah, so what would I start off with? Well, yeah, so I revealed all these guys, got 8 killed, which ended up being a baker. Yeah, so 8 was irrelevant. I didn't immediately know if 8 was a real, what was an outcast. Like 8 could have been the drunk or the plague doctor. The possibility of 8 being the plague doctor was a huge thorn in my side. Anyway, yeah, so a different, so yeah, if this scout is good, then it's unsolvable. What if the architect was good? Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe some other time I'll try to figure it out. Probably not. But yeah, so that was fun. We'll try for another streak sometime. Until then, thanks for watching.